Being the ruminator that I am, that's my superpower, by the way. I drive past the rest area, rest stop, whatever, and it immediately reminds me of a conversation that I had with somebody. It's a person who consistently, without fail, whenever they're around me, they offer me a job. Like, dude, I'm working. Like, can we not? It gets tired fast. It's like at first you're like, oh, I'm glad you think of me that way. I guess. I don't know. It's like when you first met me, one of the things you found out about me was that I'm self-employed and this is what I do for work. So when you consistently see me and you consistently offer me a job, when you consistently have known and continue to know that that is what I do for work, it's a mind fuck, because it's like, is this a compliment? Is this an insult? Is this disrespect? Like, what are we doing here? First, you offered me a job as an assistant because somewhere down the line, you're new in your position. And you said somewhere down the line, you are going to, I don't know if it's going, the word is going to be required, but they said that you can have an assistant and you'd like to offer that job to me. First of all, it's not a job yet. So I don't know what you're offering me at this point. Like, what are you offering me? You're offering me a tentative / potential position. You don't know where we're going to be at, you and I. It's a carrot. I want to say that's what it feels like, but that's what it is. It's a carrot, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing else that it can be. You're dangling it right in front of me. That's what it is. It's a carrot. It's not, actually, you know what? It's not even a carrot. You're offering me a thing that's not even potentially there. It's giving that guy that I knew. And anything that reminds me of anything and anybody who reminds me of that guy, that's a red flag to me. So, okay, you're offering me these jobs, this job that doesn't exist. And then I see you, and then another job that you offered me was your driver is leaving. So now this is a real job, I get. Well, it's not a real job still, because it's kind of a volunteer type job where I'm going to get like an allowance / stipend. I have a full-time job. So you offered me that job. Fine. Now, it's hard for me not to see this as an insult. Maybe I'm ungrateful, but I know that I'm not being ungrateful. And I do tend to get job offers. It has kind of been a trend in my life that I don't hate. But it will be positions that I end up not taking. So maybe it's... Okay, so you offered me a driving job. Well, a volunteer position. What exactly are you asking of me? Because there's this thing that you're wanting from me and my presence, because now it's a driving job. First, it was an admin position of your assistant, overall, just be the person underneath you. And now it's a driving, like what? There's no consistency here. The only consistency that we have is your quote unquote offers. It's okay. So now there's a driving position. I am a literally professional driver with a code. What is it called? In South Africa, it's called Code 14. And it's A-class driver license. So as a professional truck driver with experience who willingly left that career to work for myself for my own reasons that have nothing to do with you, because I didn't even know you, I still don't. You want me to go from that. How lucky are you and how desperate am I for you to end up with someone like me as a volunteer driver of a minivan in a ghost town? What are we doing? And I am going to be on your schedule. You're going to be contacting me. I don't want to fucking talk to you. I don't want to talk to anybody. You're going to contact me and tell me, hey, Brooke, I want you to do this and that. You want to bark instructions at me. No, ma'am, Pam. In what world? For you to lack so much self-awareness that you think that this is a deal that is going to be exciting to me is mind-boggling to me. So that's the other offer. And one day, a long time ago, I think months ago, I mentioned, we were talking about, because we talk about like this person and I, think about everything under the sun. We do get along-ish. It's like one of those acquaintance deals where you're acquainted, you get along, that kind of deal. So, by the way, I'm awake at 11 a.m. This is major progress. I'm drinking coffee right now because we're working on keeping me awake during waking hours and asleep during night hours in America. Still adjusting. I've only been back since the 15th, 16th of December. So it's not even been 7 days. Now, I know that I mentioned, I didn't talk about this to anybody else. So it was one person, so it had to have been this person. We talked about everything under the sun, and I mentioned, this is months ago, that it would be nice to own vending machines, for me to own vending machines, and obviously in this town, and they said something very like dismissive. This is a very dismissive person, just in case you haven't picked up on that trend. They're dismissive of my career and my job and my livelihood, and just, and they were like, no, there's a person who has been in the plant. There's a plant here in our town that has several branches, all in this town. There's a person who's worked their way up there within the plant, and they own several vending machines within the plant. And there's no way that person, who has such a position of power at this point, will let somebody else come and be competition, which makes sense because I don't know anything about the plant. And I was like, all right, sure. It was informative, but it also dismissed my idea. But it was informative, like it's like you could say research. So I was like, all right, so let's scratch that off the list. They won't be in the plant, but there's still not a vending machine in the rest area. And there's no vending machine in my yard. I do own my own property, so I can put a vending machine in my property. And I happen to live on the main thoroughfare to Death Valley. So it's not a terrible location to do that kind of business. Or anywhere, like it's my freaking property. I can just put signs everywhere if I'm allowed to. But even if I didn't, just here, people would get used to it and come here if they wanted, whatever. Like, just saying, it's an option. This person just last week says to me, hey, by the way, we need a couple of vending machines in this town. It was so creepy to me for this person to just pull this as if it's coming right out of a hat. No, it's not coming out of a hat. This was my idea that I sprung upon you and you shut down. So have you been thinking about me and offering me jobs for months, and then whenever I turn down every job opportunity that you've offered, you decided, oh, you know what, why don't we use one of her own ideas? And then you remember that it's like, how did this come to be? And now you're presenting it to me as if it's your idea. No, it's not your idea. First of all, I have several pet peeves, and this is one of them. Plagiarism, and then just sociopathy. Like, you're looking me straight in the eye. We were driving at night. But still, you're looking me straight in the eye and you're telling me, hey, you're presenting this to me, hey, and you want me to be so thankful and worship you. This was my idea. And just because you told me that, I'm going to be the one who has to buy the vending machines. I'm going to be the one who installs them. None of this is your idea. And I'm going to put them in my property that I have already paid for with my own money that I live in, and I'm going to have to secure them. I'm going to have to maintain them. I. So you're inserting yourself in something that has nothing to do with you, and you're wanting credit for that. It's like you want me to say so-and-so presents Babala Brook. You didn't present this. This is my idea. All of it is my idea. Don't be annoying. So yeah, that happened. I was like, what? And I literally immediately said, I know. I told you this, remember? And he was like, yeah, but like, where would you place them? And I thought, what? You told me the town needs vending machines. Now you're asking me where would I put them? You know what? Maybe he's working on getting vending machines for the town. Oh my God, I didn't even think about this. Maybe he's thinking of putting vending machines in the town and he wanted to steal my idea. I don't know. He said, where? I said, I'm in the rest area. And he said, oh yeah. I don't know what he said about that. And then I said, or my house. He can't take that away. And he was like, yeah, but you have to tie them down. Then you put water in there. And then you put soda in another one. Something to that effect. The town definitely needs water vending machines. I thought to myself, water in the middle of winter? I know we're in the desert, but I feel like that's an idea that you would present to somebody in, like, when we're approaching the summer months. I wouldn't prioritize a water vending machine in the middle of winter. It's just not. So that happened. And it really gave me something to think about. And I was thinking, oh my God, there's this person so in my business. Literally. I was around this person about a month ago, and they gave me a full-on prying interview, 30 degree, 21 questions about how is my eBay business working. By the way, my stores are the Lovely Brook, My Brook, and Trucker Brook, like a truck driver. All three are my stores. I don't know how many I'm going to have at the time of this publication, if I'm ever going to publicize this. So that was, they were like, tell me about your business, what kind of items you sell, how much do you charge per this, that, and the other, and how much do they take, and how much are you left with, and how many are you sell. Just like IRS at this point. I'm like, does this person work for the IRS? What are we doing? It was uncomfortable. And on my way, the last time I saw him about a week ago, when they told me about vending machines, they had given me a ride, so we're approaching my house, and they said, by the way, how are you doing financially? Point blank. And I was like, I'm fine. Why? And they were like, and they made a joke. I was like, no, why? And they made a joke again. I was like, no, I really would, like, why? Like, if you want to deal with me, you want to, I don't want to say if you want to come at me, come correct, because they're not really coming at me. Like, they are coming at me, but, like, that's not what I mean. If you want to deal with me, you want to, don't be wishy-washy with me, because I'm kind of psychic. Because I can, like, it'll feel funny. Just come with it. Like, and then they said, no, because I care. And I thought to myself, you made 2 jokes before you said that. So now I don't know. I still don't know. And your answer to somebody's question is not necessarily what a person asking the question is going to rely on as the actual reasoning or answer to the question, or for what you're saying or what you're doing. Sometimes it's the way you answer it, it's your body language, it's those kinds of things, what you say, what you don't say, that kind of thing. So I'll ask a question, it's like an investigation, and everything's a test. Just like, be careful when you coming, because if you're not prepared or whatever, and don't try to outsmart me, because I get a vibe. And I'm not unique in this. A lot of people are this way, especially women. So you're not tricking anybody. I think that you think that, okay, over time, I'm getting more and more comfortable around this person. I can let them see more and more of me and be who I am. No, I don't depend on that. I knew who you were when I first met you. And now I'm right along with you thinking, now they're more comfortable. They're revealing more. Now they're more comfortable. We're right along each other. You're not fooling anybody. Okay? Something about walking into the gas station where they have so much heating. It's like walking into a casino in Vegas. They usually have that, like, not necessarily a casino in Vegas, but like when you walk into a lot of stores in the middle of summer, you walk in and they blow you with the misty, cooling air right as you step into the door, and you feel like, oh my God, what a relief, this is amazing. And the temperature inside is not necessarily the same as at the door, but that shock to the system. So walking into the store now, it's winter right now. It's like, into the gas station here. It's like, oh my God. It's not, oh, this is great. No, it's like too hot and it feels funny. And they put like a scent in it that immediately made me nauseous. That whole experience made me nauseous. It's just like wild. And then, of course, I'm still dealing with that nauseousness and I'm picking the things that I want to buy. And then I'm like, do I want a loaf of bread? How many calories do I use just making my own bread? Because, PMS and bread cravings. So I'm deciding, do I want a loaf of bread? I'm standing in front of bread and then one of the loaves is just like green. It's like molded. So that didn't help the nausea. And I grabbed it and I gave it to the lady at the thing. I said, you don't want this on the floor. She was like, oh my gosh, thank you. And I left. Anyway, maybe that's how the universe helps you out. It was a way of God saying, because I was the only brown bread and I kind of wanted brown bread if I was going to take bread. And it was like $8 for a loaf. And I know I wasn't going to stick to the calorie content. So I'm better off just making my own bread, no matter how many calories higher it is than regular bread. Overall, I'm winning making my own bread. Anyway, now I'm drinking coffee, which is something that the reason that I didn't drink coffee all my life is because it used to make me nauseous. So now I'm like, I don't know if it has something to do with the nauseousness from the store. It hasn't gone away completely, or the store made me a little nauseous because I had an underlying thing. I don't know. And of course, there's milk in this coffee, which I don't normally drink milk. When I used to try coffee back in the day, it was with milk. But I don't usually use creamer, which I don't think has milk in it at all, probably. So this time I bought milk because I've been drinking milk in South Africa and it didn't make me feel any kind of way. Anyway, that's just a sidebar. So yeah, I'm thinking about all of that as I'm driving past the rest area. Thinking about the vending machine, and I'm just like being petty about it. I'm like, I need to do a whole vent session about this. And as I pulled into my driveway, I see that my neighbor's mom, who has cancer and recently started going to chemo, is sitting outside. I never would have known that was her, by the way. Oh, devastating. My heart sank. I knew it was her because of the time, and also her truck was outside. So I was like, okay, that's, oh, she's home. And then I saw somebody sitting on the porch. I was like, is that her? It's devastating, dude. She looks rough, not recognizable, lost a ton of weight. I had asked my neighbor when I saw her a few days ago how her mom's doing since she started chemo, because her mom started chemo the day that I was leaving for South Africa. So I was like less than a month ago. Actually, exactly a month ago. Wow. Anyway, I hadn't seen her mom in probably a couple months prior to that. She didn't look like this. This is a major stretch from the last time I saw her. So this is bad. She looks darker. She looks rough. Oh my God. I'm thinking, how do I avoid this? How do I pretend I didn't see her? If I had like a side door, I probably would have used it. I do have a back door. But what is it? I don't even. And I was like, I have to say hi. I have to acknowledge her. And I was like, hi, how are you doing? She said, fine. I said, are you? She said, oh yeah, my neighbor had said that. I asked her how her mom's doing. This is a couple days ago. I asked my neighbor how her mom's doing, and she said, not okay. There's a treatment that she just did a couple days prior to when I saw my neighbor a couple days ago that is taking a toll on her mom. And I heard that chemo is harder on cancer patients. I don't want to say than cancer, but like, it's so weird that chemo is what is rough. That's a treatment. Why is that rough? Anyway, I don't even want to like dwell on that and Google it and whatever, because I don't spend time on that. So sometimes, you think, oh my God, I put on weight. I can't wait to lose weight. And then you see someone looking that rough and you're like, I look so healthy. I'm so thankful. You really have to count our blessings more. By we, I mean I asked her, how are you doing? She said, fine. I said, are you? She said, I'm getting there. I'm like, what's she supposed to say? Not fine? Like, that's a can of worms. And I had heard that she didn't even want to do chemo or any of the stuff. She just wanted to ride it out, which is crazy to hear. When people say stuff like that, it's like, wow. I think it's drizzling outside. It's on and off drizzling outside, which I don't hate, actually. Especially if someone like me who's like still kind of sleeping during the day, mainly. It doesn't hurt to sleep when it's gray and raining outside during the day. Then when the sun's out, like you wake up at 4 p.m. and the sun's setting, like, wow, I just like wasted the whole day sleeping. So she said, yeah. I said, you are in my thoughts always. And she really is. I've been thinking about her even when I was at home. My neighbor gave me a bracelet that they made for her mom, and the day that I was leaving, so I wore it when I was in South Africa. So I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking about you always. And she said, thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm like, yeah, of course. When that happened, it really humbled me and brought me back to reality. Like, relax with your petty stories about vending machines and annoying people who are offering you things. I mean, it's fake offering, but still, I guess there are worse things. I don't know if there. I mean, I know there are worse things. It's just, snakes being snakes. Do you want them to come at you as a snake or not as a snake? But that's why I'm like, I don't know if there are worse things. But when that whole pettiness, I could be thinking about something else. I could be thankful. I could be this, could be that, could be the other. And here is somebody here who's unrecognizable right before your eyes. That really brought me back to reality in a way. But then I did this record and I spent 30 minutes back at that place. And that's that on that. Let me go away. It's at Babalabrook on all socials. Babalabrook.com is my blog, and Babalabrook is my YouTube channel. So it's youtube.com/Babalabrook. And thank you. If you want to shop my store, which I also have, is the Loverbrook on Facebook as well, but I'd rather go to eBay, I think. Unless you really want to go to Facebook. I might still have a few items that currently have several thousand. So you can just hit me up and tell me you found me on the podcast, and I'll give you a discount. Thank you.